As Tommy and Dr. Samuel Harlan drive away from the cavern, the atmosphere inside the truck is heavy with unspoken fears. Dr. Harlan, distracted by a phone call, doesn't notice the faint shimmer of magnesium clinging to the truck's fender, a remnant of their eerie adventure. Tommy, overwhelmed and exhausted, falls into a deep sleep in the passenger seat. His dreams, however, are far from peaceful. Pulled into an eldritch horror dream that feels disturbingly real, Tommy finds himself in a realm that transcends the normal boundaries of nightmares. Unknown to him, the spirits of the cavern have forged a dark connection with his soul, marking him as their conduit to the mortal world. The drive home is uneventful in the waking world, but for Tommy, it's a journey through a nightmarish landscape. As they arrive home late at night, the residual magnesium from the puddle quietly follows Tommy to his room. There, it seeps into his hand while he sleeps, bestowing upon him the cursed gift of cosmic sight. In his slumber his body trembles as he is pulled to the depths, away from his once innocent life. As the boundary between the realms thins, the effects begin to seep into the waking world. Objects in Tommy's room start to move on their own, shadows twist into sinister shapes, and the air fills with whispers of unseen beings. His parents remain oblivious to the true nature of these disturbances, attributing them to the wind or their imaginations. The horrors of the underworld are slowly, inexorably bleeding into his reality, threatening to shatter the fragile barrier that keeps them at bay. In this new, horrific dream, Tommy discovers he is a hollow child, immune to the physical horrors that unfold around him, yet forced to witness scenes of unimaginable torture and chaos. This underworld, a mirror of cosmic dread and ancient malice, opens its secrets to him, revealing the depths of horror that lie just beyond the veil of his everyday world. As Tommy delves deeper into the eldritch underworld, the horrors around him intensify, each moment more terrifying than the last. The landscape itself seems to watch him, its dark crevices and twisted trees exuding a palpable malevolence. In this realm, the line between the living and the dead blurs, with the environment pulsating with a sickening, lifelike quality. Tommy's presence does not go unnoticed. Creatures with gnarled limbs and sunken, glowing eyes observe him from the shadows. They snarl and hiss, their sounds a disturbing mix of human cries and the grinding of stone. As he passes, the ground squirms underfoot, as if the very earth is made of the tormented bodies of the damned. One scene that unfolds before him is particularly grotesque, a clearing where souls are tortured. Ethereal figures are bound to ancient, rune-covered stones, their spirits stretched and twisted by unseen forces. These souls emit wails that cut through the dense air, their agony a chilling reminder of the realm's cruelty. Nearby, the remnants of those who have decayed dot the landscape, their forms half submerged in the mud, faces frozen in eternal screams of despair. Tommy stumbles upon a river that flows not with water, but with a thick, black substance that whispers as it moves. The river banks are lined with the figures of those who try to drink from its dark waters, now nothing more than petrified husks, their eyes hollow and staring into nothingness. In another grotesque tableau, Tommy sees a group of creatures enacting a horrifying ritual. They dance around a fire that burns with a cold flame, throwing what appear to be human limbs into the blaze. The fire consumes these offerings, and in response, the air around it shimmers, revealing brief, terrifying glimpses of their world's cruel gods, immense, indistinct shapes that hover in the background, watching the ritual with impassive, all-seeing eyes. His chest began to fill with a cold touch. As Tommy floats inexorably towards the ethereal portal, its edges seem to pulse with the collective anguish of countless damned souls. Their screams form a haunting melody that both repels and beckons him closer. As he enters the portal, the world around him dissolves into a series of rapid, disjointed visions. He sees a vast, dark landscape, where people in dark purple robes stand in a circle. They chant in a language that twists the air around them, making it shimmer with a dark energy. In the center of their circle, a massive stone altar drips with blood, each drop resonating with the power of the lives it once belonged to. These visions flash before Tommy's eyes, each one imprinting the sinister history of this underworld into his mind. When Tommy emerges from the portal, the scene abruptly shifts. He is no longer in the underworld, but finds himself back in his room. The transition is jarring, and for a moment, he can't differentiate between the dream and reality. He sits up, gasping for air, and feels a cold, slimy weight on his chest. Looking down, he sees a puddle of magnesium, its surface swirling with an unnatural life of its own. Before his eyes, the magnesium begins to morph, its form coalescing into that of a book. This book is no ordinary tome. Its cover is dark and pulsating, and it bleeds a thick, dark ichor every time it opens. Tommy, driven by both fear and curiosity, reaches out to touch it. As his fingers brush the cover, the book flies open, its pages fluttering wildly. Each page is inscribed with arcane symbols that glow faintly with a sinister light. The air around Tommy thickens as the room grows colder. Whispers fill the space, each word echoing with the despair and pain of the damned souls he had just witnessed in his vision. The book seems to be a living link between the underworld and his world, possibly a tool or a weapon, its purpose yet unclear. Tommy knows intuitively that this book holds secrets about the underworld and possibly how to sever the connection that has entangled his fate with that of the dark realm. With a mixture of dread and resolve, he prepares to delve into its pages, aware that understanding its contents might be the only way to protect his world from the creeping horrors of the underworld.